There is a number that has quietly terrified the global automotive industry for the past 2 years: $75 per kilowatt hour. That is the price point at which electric vehicles become genuinely cheaper to buy than petrol cars. Not just cheaper to run, but cheaper to walk off the lot with. And for the past decade, the entire industry has been crawling toward it, grinding down costs year by year, announcing progress, celebrating milestones, and still not quite getting there. In early 2026, a Chinese company crossed it. The way they did it does not involve lithium at all. To understand what just happened, you need to go back to a chemistry problem that has been sitting at the center of the electric vehicle industry since the very beginning. Every battery you have ever used in your phone, your laptop, your EV runs on the same basic principle. Ions shuttle back and forth between two electrodes, and that movement stores and releases energy. The material those ions are made of determines almost everything: the cost, the weight, the safety, and how many times you can charge before the battery degrades. For decades, the industry picked lithium, and that choice made sense. Lithium is light, it holds a lot of energy, and engineers spent decades learning how to work with it. But lithium has a problem that no amount of engineering fully solves. It is genuinely rare. It clusters in remote corners of the world, the salt flats of South America, the mountains of Australia, contested regions of Africa. The supply chain is long, politically fragile, and expensive. When demand exploded in 2022, lithium carbonate prices spiked to over $60,000 per metric ton. The entire EV industry effectively hit a wall. And that wall had a name: resource dependency. Sodium does not have that problem. Sodium is the sixth most abundant element on Earth. It is in seawater, it is in ordinary salt. A metric ton of sodium carbonate costs roughly $200. Lithium carbonate, at its 2025 average price, costs somewhere between $9,000 and $13,000 per metric ton. The gap is not close. And here is the thing that makes this story remarkable. Researchers knew all of this in the 1970s. They were exploring sodium-ion batteries at the same time they were developing lithium-ion. They understood the chemistry. They ran the experiments. And then they walked away, because lithium simply performed better at the time, and performance won. What changed was not the science. What changed was China deciding the problem was worth finishing. In July 2021, CATL, the world's largest battery manufacturer, a company that supplies cells to Tesla, BMW, and Volkswagen, announced its first-generation sodium-ion battery, energy density of 160 watt-hours per kilogram. Promising but not yet competitive with mainstream lithium cells. The industry took notice and moved on. CATL did not. By April 2025, CATL unveiled a product line called Naxtra, energy density of 175 watt-hours per kilogram. An operating range from negative 40 degrees Celsius all the way to 70 degrees positive, 10,000 charge cycles. A fast charge capability that takes the battery from empty to 80% in roughly 15 minutes. An acclaimed cell chemistry cost of $10 to $19 per kilowatt hour, a raw material cost advantage driven by the abundance of sodium, though analysts estimate the full manufactured cell cost closer to $55 to $60 per kilowatt hour as production scales. Either way, the cost trajectory is unlike anything lithium has offered. That is not an incremental improvement, that is a different category of economics. The actual proof came in February 2026, in the middle of a brutal winter in Inner Mongolia. Engineers and journalists gathered around a test track in Yakeshi in temperatures pushing negative 30 degrees Celsius. They watched electric vehicles navigate icy roads, climb snow-covered slopes, and hold their charge in conditions that expose every weakness a battery has. CATL and Changjian Automobile had built the world's first mass-produced passenger EV fitted with sodium-ion cells, a sedan called the Nevo A6. Approximately 249 miles of range under China's standard test cycle, 80% charge in 15 minutes, and a battery that, at negative 40 degrees, retains over 90% of its capacity, something lithium iron phosphate has always struggled with. The cold weather demonstration was not an accident. It was a message. Because one of the most consistent criticisms of sodium-ion batteries was that the performance gap with lithium would always be too large to bridge in real-world conditions. Inner Mongolia in February is about as real-world as it gets. In the weeks that followed, Beijing Automotive Group announced its own sodium-ion battery prototype, cell energy density exceeding 170 watt-hours per kilogram. 4C fast charging, meaning a full charge in about 11 minutes. Stable operation from negative 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. And the battery passed extreme abuse tests, overcharging to 200%. Mechanical impact, exposure to intense heat without catching fire or exploding. CATL's Naxtra became the world's first sodium-ion battery to pass China's new national EV safety standard, mandatory from July 1, 2026. By end of year, CATL has committed to deploying Naxtra across 4 sectors: passenger vehicles, commercial trucks, battery swapping stations, and stationary energy storage. Peak Energy, a startup in the United States, is already deploying grid-scale sodium-ion storage. The technology is not waiting for EVs to validate it. It is moving in parallel. What CATL proved is not that lithium is finished. Their own framing is that sodium and lithium are a dual-star system, each chemistry for the application it suits best. What they proved is that the assumption baked into every EV business model for the past decade that lithium was irreplaceable, that the cost floor was immovable, was not a law of physics. It was a failure of ambition. The resource the world was waiting on was never sitting in a Chilean salt flat. It was sitting in ordinary salt everywhere, the entire time. Do you think sodium-ion changes the game for EV affordability in your country? Or is the real breakthrough still the solid-state battery everyone keeps promising?